Hello, this is Mary Harris from Paper Crow. Thanks for joining me today. I've been making a bunch of envelope pockets, and I thought I would record a little bit of it so I can share with people what I'm doing. I've made a few tieable pockets and just a regular tuck pocket. So it's meant to go like in a belly band or a tuck inside a journal, but then also has the ability for you to tuck little things inside. And this one's just a little more secure with a tie, so just a little bit of difference. I'm gonna grab a couple of envelopes here. I have a huge collection. Here's some flawed ones. That might be a little bit difficult. That one would work. I'm looking for ones that are open at the top. And those all have flap openings. I think this one's going to be the best bet for another top opening. I want a piece of paper that's able to go over the top. This is vellum. I might try vellum. I haven't done that yet. I also have some advertising paper and, of course, a ton of cardstock. I could also use material or lace. I'm just looking to make that edge more stable so that it can take the abuse of being opened and closed all the time. I think I'm going to use some of this. This is a bit of, it's actually a bag with like an artificial print from a store on it. But that could work for that one. And then I need something that's a little bit bigger for that envelope. I have a lot of old musical paper, so that could work. I want it to be the same length, a little bit shorter, so it will still tuck, but that's the basic gist. And I don't know if I want that kind of funky end. Maybe I do. That could be cute. Always looking for new ways to make it interesting. All right, so I need it to go over just about this much, like 1/2 inch, 3/4 of an inch. I don't want it to be boring. At least I have 2 sides I can choose from. I'm going to try to put it so that the music is out when I fold it, and upright. So I'm going to just fold these in half. I don't know how these ends will work, and that might have been a mistake, but we're going to give it a shot. If you have a scoring board, now's your chance. And it's going to go onto the top. All right. I'm going to glue this down first because it's not going to tuck easily for me if that's separate. I'll try not to get my hair in the video here. I apologize if I get in your way of seeing. I meant to pull it back, but then I forgot, so here we are. Alright, so I just want to make sure this will fit before I put any glue on it, because I have gone too far in the process and then realized I was a little too long, so. Oh yeah, there we go. It's the wrong direction, but that's the gist of it. Okay, here we go. We're committing. I did record this video once already and then realized that I didn't turn my sound on, so we are making lots of these envelopes today. It's not too bad. A good contrast. Same thing again. I'll probably make my soundless video into some quick little snapshot videos. What do they call them? Oh my gosh, I'm so old. The shorts, YouTube shorts. So I can fast forward it and do it like one of those old school plant growing videos from our middle school years. Those are fun, but just with art instead. All right, so we have a more secure pouch. I'm going to do the same thing with this one. I already have them ripped. I do need to take a little bit off this side. I'm going to make sure that it will tuck. Now this is a rougher, thinner envelope, so it's going to be a little bit harder to get it perfect. I think I need to take this little bit off and then fold it in half. I'm going to put the rough torn edge out. I just like it better. I'm going to rip this the same length. Am I working my way out of the video again? And fold it in half. So I just got to remember to put the rough side out now once I get glue on there. There we go. So it's shifted a little bit over, but that's okay, it still works. And then we're going to do this one. This is a little bit, I think I might glue that up actually to make my life a little easier. So this letter went from Denmark to Canada in, oh, did I cover the year? Can't read it. No. What is this one? This one was 1980. I like to look at them. The postcards are fun because they have the personal little notes on them. Every once in a while, I'll find a letter inside of one of these envelopes, and those are so fun to read. There we go. All right, so there's the beginning of it. Now we need some tabs, and then we'll do a little bit of decorating. I could do a tab out of this vellum. That could be fun. So I'm just looking for something about that big. And then I'm going to fold it in half and stick it in there. So it gives us something to grab hold of to open this without having to dig to find the edge, because that drives me crazy. Now with the vellum, I'm going to be able to see the glue through it. So we'll see how this works. Hopefully it doesn't end up being too ugly, but if it is, then that's what the lace is for, right? Cover up mistakes. I'm not going to go too heavy with the glue because of the vellum. I'm going to stick it and then unstick it so it's thinner. And I just want it to stick out a little bit. It's actually not too bad. It doesn't show the glue through there, so that's good. Cute! All right, now this one, I think I want a darker tab because that white is not as beautiful as I would want it to be. I could do a red cloth tab. And maybe add some lace to it or something. Let's see, I have all these. I have this old, worn out, stained lace, which is fun. If I do this, then I'm gonna glue it on ahead of time. I can do it like this, and then it'll be more solid. Might be a bit thick, but still fun. I think I made one a little bit longer than the other here. I'll try to flatten it out as I go. I now have more glue on my hands than I do on my project, but that's the way it goes every time. All right, so I want it to be able to fold. I'm going to do it now while the glue is still wet. So then when we put it in here, I'm going to glue it down like this and glue it to itself so it's a solid mass on the paper. I do actually have a whole box of pre-cut tabs because I have a tab puncher and then you can decorate them, and I will do like a bundle of them in the same style. So if I'm putting a book together, I can grab a bag of tabs and have them kind of go together. In my next video, when I put a book together with this stuff, I will show my collection of pre-made stuff so people can see what I'm talking about. All right, so we have the basics done. Let's clear the slate a little bit here. Now I'm going to put eyelets in one and just do decoration in the other so you can see the difference. I think I'm going to do the eyelet in this one because it'll be easy to punch through this thin of a material, and I can do the whole envelope at once. So I'm just gonna punch a hole in the center. You can like try to measure it out and find the perfect center. I'm so lazy sometimes. So I have eyelets here and a crock. This would be hard to do if you don't have one of these little crock machines. I know there are hammer style ones, and those would be impossible to use with the way that an envelope, because the envelope's already assembled. You'd have to like disassemble the envelope to put eyelets in with those things. So these are a little bit too thick for this project, but it works well enough. I tried the little eyelets for this, and I just don't have thin enough lace to use the small eyelets. It just doesn't work for me. Alright, so I have this green. Will it fit though? Nope. Alright, so I think this will go through. Now how will it look tied? I don't want to cut any more off. Well, that's not too bad, especially if it ends up in a Christmas journal. That works. Okay, so there's our eyelets. Hopefully I stayed in the screen for that. Now this one, I actually really like that, so I don't know what more I want to add, but let's look at some lace. I don't like that color. We could just add some lace to the tab here. I have white. I guess I just need to cut some pieces off here and kind of lay some things down. I do like using lace on these projects, especially if I have older lace. Like this stuff has been so much fun. It's just cut off of an old dress. Excuse me, old dress that's just all worn out, all stained. I love it. I don't know what that means about me, that I love stained, rusty looking stuff. Maybe I don't want it to be so symmetrical. Maybe like this. But do I have some ephemera that could go on there? Let's see. I do have these little jewel add-ons. I could have something dangling from it. Actually, that would be really cute. The elephant doesn't really fit the whole Ontario thing, but you know what? I don't care. I think it looks cute. So, glue. First, I'm going to glue down the lace. Then I'll put some type of fastener on there to... I think I could... see if that will be enough glue to stick that on there. Maybe a little more under here. I think I could do a brad. I have some smaller brads here. For those who don't know, a brad is, it looks like almost like a button, but it has two tabs that open up. I don't know if you can see that because my camera doesn't want to focus, but I think I could get a brad in there and then have the gem stay on the brad. I think that's the way to do it. And it will also help hold the lace on there. Okay, so first thing, punch a hole. I am doing a small hole for this size brad so that it won't fall out. Gonna be a little tight to get in there to do a hole. Okay. There we go. And the thing about the brad too is if I change my mind and that elephant bugs me, I can go back and replace it with something else because I can just clip things on and off of it. So I have the brad on my envelope. I will want to put something on the back of that brad so that I'm not snagging paper on it all the time. So you just need a little, like I could use another piece of vellum, or you could use any sheet of scratch paper and just glue it over the back of the brad. If you're worried about seeing it, then don't use vellum. But I happen to have this sitting here from putting that tab on there, so this works out okay. All right, so we have the brad, and then when I make these for putting on books, on different parts of books, it's got a clip on the end already, so I can just clip it around the brad. Clipping this on, make sure you leave the brad out enough that you can clip things on and off of it, so don't make it too tight. There we go. There. Okay. So if it goes into a tuck this way, it will work. If it goes in this way, you just got to rotate it and it'll still work. That's fun. I didn't even intentionally do that. There are our finished envelopes. Thanks for joining me, and I hope you had as much fun as I did. See you next time.